That's so good. I'm so happy with this. Hello there, welcome to AMBR Builds, where assembly may be required. Join me as I document my journey back into LEGO collecting. And today I have Crazy Action Contraptions. This is like a pseudo LEGO set because it includes real LEGO pieces, but it is also a book published by Klutz. So it has instructions on how to build little gadgets in it. But what today's focus is going to be is I want to build this right here, the Beaker Blender 3000, because I have this idea for a Lego minifigure stand, something I can put minifigures on and rotate them. And while looking through this, I figured that looks exactly like what I need. So I'm going to build that, and then I might modify it a little bit and then give it a test to see how it actually works. So to unbox it here, I'm hoping every piece I need is in here. Yeah, so it looks like this set is mostly Technic pieces. Lots of Technic bricks, lots of gears, and lots of little axle pieces there. One thing I'm noticing is the book doesn't separate from this big piece of cardboard that is also the packaging, which is slightly annoying because I'd like to really clear my space a little bit and just have the book here and the pieces here. So I made sure to bring in my handy dandy brick separator, even though I ended up not using it. Now initially this build is supposed to be a hand blender, and after I started putting it together, especially with those white pieces on the end there, it definitely looks like it's something you could use to maybe mix a drink like chocolate milk or something. Now would I actually use it for that? Not without giving it a very thorough cleaning first. And once I started putting it together, it was actually very easy to assemble. I would say the most difficult part was just lining everything up so that the rods actually go through the Technic bricks on the sides. And then the big gears spin the small gears, which will actually make it spin faster than if it was a big gear touching a big gear. And early on I noticed I think I'm going to need that to be the opposite, because if it spins really fast, well, you're not going to be able to see the minifig too well at all. And here it is complete. This is actually something really cool. I'm not sure why I wasn't so much into it when I was younger, but I'm glad I have it so that I got some enjoyment out of it years later. Essentially, the big gear here spins a little gear here, which then spins a big gear, which spins another little gear, and that spins the blender part. And just small cranks spin it super, super fast. So I'm thinking what I have to do is I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to put it on this end so it spins slower, and I'm going to put the crank here because I want it to spin slow. I don't want my minifigs moving too fast that you really can't see the details and appreciate them. So let's give that a shot. I'd like to think of myself as a bit of a perfectionist, and sometimes that's to my benefit, and sometimes that's my downfall. So that's why it seems like I'm so hyper-focused on making this minifig stand, because I just want to have something that really, really works for what I want to use it for. And I think I got it with this one. So what I'm doing here is I have put some legs on it, and I switched them from those positions. And now when I rotate it, it moves a lot slower. Almost too slow. So that is something I have to work on here. So now that I built the mechanism and I understand how it works, I'm going to just heavily modify this and essentially redo the whole thing. Eventually, I want to make a video about the Muppet CMF series, because that is the first and only collectible minifigure series that I have every single figure for. And I am a big fan of all those figures, so I definitely wanted to have a stand that's going to look really smooth for that video eventually when I make it. And then of course I have so many neat minifigures. I might do a little minifigure showcase from time to time to show them off. Alright, I made some really good progress here. So I just put the gears next to each other. I realized this is not the same build, like, at all. I probably didn't even need to build the first one, but it was a good practice run. And then what I did was I used these Technic beams and another one on the bottom there, and then that acts as a stand, so when it sits down. And I use these plates, these Technic plates with holes, to cover up the very top of the Technic rod there. And then I got a CMF series stand, and I grabbed the Boba Fett. And as you can see, he rotates really nicely. Like, that is exactly what I want. The only thing I don't want is my fingers to be in the shot like that. So let's see if I can clean this up. Look at that. That's so good. I'm so happy with this. It is still a huge work in progress, just like everything I do. The only thing I'd want to change is this here. It's awkward because as I rotate it, I have to keep this braced to the table so it doesn't wobble. And I have to take my thumb and my finger and very carefully spin it through like that. So I think the other idea I had for what I wanted to order on Brickset would be a good idea, but using what I have here, I could definitely make this work. The only thing I'd want to do is find a way to take a gear like this maybe and get it to rotate on the side here so that this could stay in place, this would rotate, and I can just crank it like this instead of like this. So once I get that figured out, I will be ecstatic. I will be so excited to have this stand, and I don't think I would want to improve it anymore. But for now, this is exactly what I got, and I think it looks good. What do you think? Do you see any room for improvement here, or have you ever built a stand like this for yourself? I'd love to know what other people are doing. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in again, and make sure to keep watching because I will be using this in other reviews and showing off minifigures in the future. Alright, until next time, thanks for watching.